Welcome to The Deep Dive. This is where we take your curiosity, your sources, and really dig in to find the most fascinating insights. And today, wow, we're embarking on a truly profound journey. We're looking into a topic that's captivated minds for centuries. Lailatul Qadar, the Night of Decree. You've shared some incredible material with us, expert lectures, deep Quranic interpretations, rich scholarly discussions, just a wealth of information. Our mission here is to pull out those key nuggets of wisdom, helping you understand not just what this night is, but maybe more importantly, why it matters so much for your life, for your spiritual journey.
Absolutely. And, it's not just about one night. Not really. It's about understanding a really pivotal moment in spiritual history and how it continues to impact us today. We'll try to unpack the layers of meaning behind this powerful night, drawing those connections that show its incredible value and, frankly, its relevance for all of us.
Okay, so let's unpack this then. The sources you sent make it clear Ramadan itself is, well, it's a month packed with blessings, multiplied rewards, right. But then there's this one night, Laylatul Qadr, that just stands head and shoulders above the rest. What makes it so special?
What was really fascinating and almost hard to wrap your head around is the sheer scale of its value. The Quran itself states this night is better than 1,000 months.
Dead in 1,000 months.
Exactly. And if you do the math, connecting the dots, 1,000 months is over 83 years. 83 years and 4 months, typically how it's calculated.
83 years.
Yeah. So just imagine one single night of sincere worship done right could potentially be worth more than an entire lifetime of devotion outside of that night. It's staggering.
It really is. It's like a divine accelerator, as you put it. So practically speaking, what does this mean for someone, for you listening? The sources gave examples, right?
They did, yeah. Really vivid examples, like reading just one letter of the Quran on this night. It could carry the reward of reading it for over 83 years. And same goes for other acts: prayer, charity, remembrance, dhikr. The reward potential is just amplified incredibly, equivalent to over 83 years of doing it consistently. And maybe the most powerful part for personal change, seeking forgiveness, istighfar.
Right, forgiveness.
Doing that sincerely on this night. Well, the sources suggest it has this astonishing potential to erase sins that might, span your entire life, even exceed it.
That's a massive promise, which leads to the question, why? Why such an extraordinary, almost unbelievable level of reward concentrated on one night?
That's a great question, and the sources explore it. Ramadan, the whole month, is described as a blessed month where much blessing is descended. It's a time of intense divine mercy. And this mercy isn't just for believers in a spiritual sense. It spills over. It benefits everyone in worldly ways, too, like the economic boost around Eid, for example. The companions, the Sahaba, they understood this. They really got the unique, time-limited nature of this blessing. It said they often wept when Ramadan ended, genuinely fearing they might not live to see it again.
That really puts the urgency into perspective. They felt it was a limited time offer, essentially.
Exactly. A unique spiritual window.
Okay, so beyond the immense value, let's talk about the name itself. Lailatul Qadar. The term Qadar seems to hold multiple layers of meaning according to the scholarly discussions you shared. Can we break those down?
Yes, definitely. The consensus in the materials points to two main meanings and then a few other related powerful ones. They all kind of weave together. First is Ashraf. This means nobility, honor. The night is supremely honorable because the Quran itself, this divine, blessed book, was first revealed on it.
Ah, the revelation of the Quran.
Precisely. That makes it a blessed night, Laylatul Mubaraka. That term itself speaks volumes. It's also called the Night of Appreciation, where Allah, immensely appreciates the sincere worship of his servants.
Okay, nobility and honor. What's the second core meaning?
The second one, and this is where it gets really impactful for our lives, is Taqdir, decree. Determination.
Decree.
Yes. The sources explain that on this night, Allah decrees and determines the major events for the whole upcoming year. Things like our sustenance, our lifespans, major affairs. It's all decided. It's almost like a yearly divine budget or an execution plan being handed down from the divine realm to the angels who carry out these tasks.
So it's both incredibly honorable and the night when our destiny for the next year is determined. That's quite something.
It is. It adds a whole other layer of significance to
Right.
seeking it out.
Are there other nuances to Qadar mentioned in the sources?
Yes, a couple more interesting ones. One is power. Pretty straightforward. It signifies Allah's immense power. Power to change lives, change destinies, change behaviors. It's a night where prayers are said to be answered in extraordinary ways.
Makes sense. Power.
And then there's a less common but really fascinating interpretation: constriction or congestion.
Constriction. How does that fit?
Well, the idea is that so many angels descend to Earth on this night. The sources say more numerous than grains of sand, that their sheer presence, their density, makes space feel kind of tight or congested. And paradoxically, this immense angelic presence is said to contribute to the profound sense of peace and stillness people often feel on that night.
Wow, constriction leading to stillness. That's a really evocative image. And you mentioned the Quran's revelation being key to the night's honor. How exactly are the Quran and Lailatul Qadr linked, according to the sources?
It's a beautiful connection. The sources explain the Quran came down in two stages. First, the entire Quran was sent down for the preserved tablet, the Lawhil Mahfuz, to the lowest heaven, Baitul Izzah. This happened all at once, in one go, on Lailatul Qadr.
The whole Quran in one night to the lowest heaven.
Exactly. That's what Inna Anzalnahu did. We sent it down in the Quran refers to. That single complete dispatch on this night. Then the second stage was the gradual revelation from the lowest heaven down to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, over 23 years, piece by piece, as situations required.
Got it. So the blueprint, the entire divine message, was delivered initially on Lailatul Qadr. And here's something really interesting from the materials you shared. Connecting the Quran to our umr, our lifespan. It's positioned as the guide not just for avoiding ajal, our fixed time of death, but for how we fill the years we do have.
That's a crucial point. The Quran, revealed initially on this night of decree, is essentially the ultimate user manual for navigating life, for making the choices and efforts that maximize the blessings within the lifespan decreed for us. It tells us how to live successfully here and in the hereafter within the framework set on Lailatul Qadr itself.
It all connects back. Okay, so with this incredible value, these deep meanings, the obvious question is, when is it? How can you find this night? The sources talk about the timing discussion, right?
They do. And there are many opinions. Some sources list up to 50 different scholarly views on the exact date.
50. Wow.
Yeah, but the strong consensus, the dominant view, is that Laylatul Qadr falls somewhere within the last 10 nights of Ramadan. And importantly, it's not fixed. It shifts each year relative to the Gregorian calendar, so it won't necessarily be the same night, say the 27th, every single Ramadan. Though many scholars do emphasize the odd nights within those last 10, 21st, 23rd, 25th, 27th, 29th, with a particular focus often given to the 27th based on certain narrations.
So the last 10 nights, especially the odd ones, how did the Prophet himself and his companions approach these nights?
They went all in, total immersion. The Prophet, peace be upon him, would tighten his belt. That's the phrase used symbolizing intensified worship, focusing completely, often retreating for devotion, itikaf. He would spend the entire night awake in prayer and worship, and he'd wake his family up too, encouraging them to make the most of these precious hours.
So intense dedication for the whole 10 nights. Which brings us back to the why. If it's so important, why isn't the exact date known for sure? Why the mystery?
The wisdom behind keeping it hidden. The sources suggest a few profound reasons. Firstly, it's a test. It really separates the truly sincere and diligent seekers from those who might be, well, a bit lazy or just looking for the minimum.
Right. If you knew the exact date, maybe you'd only make an effort on that one night.
Exactly. You might neglect the other potentially valuable nights. Secondly, hiding it actually increases our reward. By encouraging us to strive diligently throughout all 10 nights, Allah ensures we accumulate far more good deeds, far more connection, than if we just focused on one single date. It promotes consistency.
That makes sense. It pushes you to maximize the entire period. Now, the sources also mention potential signs, things someone might notice, though they stress these aren't guarantees.
That's right. Not definitive proof, but perhaps indicators or feelings people have reported consistent with some traditions. Things like a really unique, deep sense of peace and tranquility settling in the heart. Something noticeably different. A calm atmosphere, maybe gentle breezes, but no harsh winds, no storms. Just stillness.
Stillness, like that constriction idea, maybe.
Perhaps connected, yes. Also, the sun the next morning. It's often described as rising gently, maybe appearing reddish, but without its usual harsh, piercing rays, like it's somehow softer. Some even mention nature itself seeming refreshed, plants looking vibrant, almost as if they too were engaged in worship.
That's beautiful. Any others?
Yes, the feeling that worship itself, prayer, reading Quran, feels unusually easy and enjoyable that night. Less effort, more flow. And a very specific, rare sign from a dream the Prophet had, where he found himself prostrating in mud, indicating rain had fallen during Laylatul Qadr that specific year. And again, that intense descent of angels is thought to create that unique calm, that stillness on earth.
Okay, so we have this incredible opportunity, potentially within these last 10 nights. How can you, listening now, truly maximize this gift? How do you approach it to receive those immense blessings?
The sources you shared really emphasize two core conditions. They're
Mm.
crucial. First is iman on faith. Yes. Doing the worship with genuine conviction. Believing this is from Allah, it's His command, His gift, and really striving to perfect the worship itself, the purification beforehand, the focus during, being truly present. The second condition is itisabban, seeking reward.
Participant.
This means doing it purely hoping for Allah's reward and pleasure, not just going through the motions, not out of habit, not for show. It means your intention is solely for Allah, fighting distractions, not daydreaming during prayer, but being fully engaged, seeking His acceptance.
So faith and sincere intention for his reward, it really sounds like, as you mentioned earlier, a class acceleration for spiritual growth, a chance to catch up.
That's a great way to put it. It truly is an opportunity to potentially make up for years, maybe even decades, of shortcomings or neglect, a spiritual leap forward. And interestingly, the sources even encourage seeking reconciliation on this night, mending broken ties with family or friends. The blessings are so immense, they can facilitate healing even in difficult relationships.
Reconciliation, too, that adds another dimension.
It does.
Yeah.
It broadens the scope beyond just individual worship.
And the lectures you shared really drove home the point about personal prayer, dua, that this is the time for deep self-reflection, maybe even tears, sincere confession, just being completely honest with yourself before Allah.
Absolutely. Pouring your heart out, being vulnerable, admitting faults, asking for help, for guidance, for forgiveness. That raw personal connection is key.
We've really covered a lot of ground here, diving deep into Lailatul Qadar, unpacking its meaning, its incredible value, the wisdom behind why it's sought rather than simply given. It's clearly presented in the sources as a powerful, recurring gift.
A gift offering a potential shortcut, you could say, to immense spiritual growth. A chance to genuinely transform your relationship with the divine.
A unique night, better than 1,000 months, tied to divine decree. It's an annual opportunity that keeps coming back.
A reset button year after year.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you as you reflect on this and move into these sacred nights or even think about next Ramadan? How might understanding this night, especially that your aspect, the idea that your year's decree is being set, how might that reshape how you approach not just your worship during these nights, but maybe your entire approach to planning your life, your trust in divine will, and how you face whatever comes your way in the year ahead? The potential for profound change is there year after year, waiting for your sincere effort.